Okay, my problem with this one here is I had this stuff printed out a long time ago when I had a computer and stuff hooked up to the internet, which I don't have anymore. So I just colored this morning. Well, my problem here is this. I don't think this is a Heathkit microphone, so my problem is this. Right now I just have this red wire kind of dangling there. So I got this. I got that hooked up to it on 2 meters. But here's my problem. I got this hooked up, dummy load. That's my problem. It has nothing to do with the unit. It's this. And it's on solid state right now. Now, if I put this on for vacuum tubes, if it was working, it would distort after a while. So I come to figure out so this is a pretty good unit for this 2 meters, I guess. It's hard to get 2 meters on these units. So this is 144, whatever. So my problem is here that I had to figure out is this tube here will red plate. And if I put that switch in the center where it engages the filaments, and I think I don't know about the B+, but anyways, here's the switch, and this ain't the correct switch. This has a mustard color wire, a red. Here's where it originally come out. I just have it kind of tripped in there because the solid state will not run with that out. I thought it would. I thought that was a B+ for the high voltage. So it comes around from ground, goes up to the center one. Then if you press the talk, then you're swinging all these. I look at this as different than everybody else. So I go from cathode to plate to B+, as I figured out when I was young how DC flowed. So we go up to the center one here. If you got it on transmit, it's coming here. The flow of I see the direction of DC is that way. I see the flow of DC is this way. To the cathode, from the cathode to the plate to the B+. Wherever the B+, this is being modulated with these secondary, so it comes down this way and heads to our B+ on the other page. So right now I have this on battery saver, but if I turn the vacuum tubes on, right there, this final tube will red plate, even if it's on receive. So I figure, so if you go on receive, then it's hooks up the speaker. That's why I didn't have sound. I clipped this wire last night, and I thought it was disconnecting the B+. I didn't know. I was looking at paperwork on the cell phone. I can't remember long enough when I got to switch pages. I had to draw it so I can do this. But this one picks up our local repeater. So now here's, it keeps coming here, and then it goes to this cathode of the oscillator. Then it goes to here, which is, I quit right here because that's the VFO switch. So you got X1, 2, 3, 4, and then VFO. So all these cathodes, there it goes off that way. And these are the shielded cables bringing the RF to the receiver. I think this stuff is in focus. So, I'm still debating whether I'm going to keep this one or not. I bought them in case that we have, war. So I can listen. I know I can listen to the storm in the summertime on these. But I knew this thing was distorting after a while, but I didn't realize what's probably going on. So it has to do with this microphone switch. See if I can get focus better. This microphone switch right here. So I think if I cut this black wire, the problem is when it's on receive, the upper direction, this tube will red plate. So there's leakage coming from ground into here somehow. Maybe there's leakage here. There's got to be. And when this is open, I can read, I can't remember. I can read a certain amount of DC voltage. I didn't write it down. So this goes to the switch where the VFO is. So right now it's switched here. But if I go to the center spot, then the filaments will light up. Because that's the called the battery saver. But I wanted to snip this wire here, but I don't know what wire to snip again. Snip this ground from number 3, which would be, and here's this one, how I had to hook it up. There's 2 for AC, and I had to put a loop on it. But I do have a power cap for that. These are audio output. So if I was to turn this thing on, so there's the oscillator. My attenuation wasn't really doing nothing. That's RF out. Oops, on off. Okay, now I gotta find it again, I think. What's this one? Now if I turn the switch to the center, where it's for transmitting and receiving, it'll go to the craps. Maybe not this time. There it goes. There she goes. Now that tube will be red plating. If I pull all these tubes out, it'll go back to normal. But obviously I can't do it, they're down here. So if I shut the filaments off, if I could pull on this, it'll get better as the tubes go out. So, I don't know where I have the squelch at. I was going to go by squelch noise, but I thought, well, hell, I'll try to hook up a generator to it. So, I'll turn the filaments back on. So now that tube's going to red plate, and I don't want it to. I'm going to snip a wire. I'm going to snip this wire I got to put this on pause and go get my wire cutter. So I'll shut this. I'll put this back to shut the filaments off. Oh, it's really bad. My generator might have changed. So right now it's red plating, probably. Okay, now it's calming down. Maybe I hit the volume. I gotta move it here. I gotta watch this SOB. This stuff here, let me shut this thing off. And this stuff here is floating in here. This is audio, I think. The reason I think it's audio, because I go like this. Well, I got it. Well, yesterday I was monkeying with it. When I touch it, it sounds like you're touching the input of an audio amplifier. So I replaced capacitors here a long time ago. Not a long time ago, in 2022. It looks like I replaced some stuff in here. So I gotta make, the end is red. I can't see them. The black is with this diode. The mustard one goes with this RFC choke, which is microphone. It's mustard down here. On the paperwork it says white. If I get it to focus, it says white right here. So you got green. There is green in this microphone. There's no white, it's mustard, and then there's black. We got a red, we got a black. So I'm gonna snip this one right here if I can. If I know which one it is. I know which one it is inside here. So this ain't a Heathkit microphone. I could take this apart and cut the wire, but I think it's this black wire right here that goes to the diode. Goes with the diode. It's that black wire, and these are all kind of chippied up. I think it's that one because if you look at this, it has diodes. I never followed it through, but so again, I look at DC voltage flow from ground up to the center one. When it's on transmit to here, then it's going along. It's going to go through the diode, cathode to plate, so to speak, cathode to anode, and then it goes this way, and then it comes down. It goes through another diode. DC voltage will keep flowing that direction. Then it will go into all the cathodes of this whole stream. This here hooks up to all the cathodes when it's in the center position. So when it's out of the center position, these ones this way are disconnected. But these ones still are connected. I think this one is still connected and this one's still connected when it's on, when you're not hitting transmit. Or, no, I mean, when it's over here. Well, none of the filaments light up. So when you're not transmitting, none of the cathodes are hooked up. None of them. So you engage it here, so it gives it that arc inside of the switch to destroy it. So again, I flow it this way, up to the center, down this way, through the diode, that way, down, through the diode, and all the cathodes to flow to plate. Cathode to plate. Earth to heaven. Modulation. This is speaker. The blue is speaker. Because I couldn't understand why there was B plus, high voltage, and then this here, and I didn't know it was doing this. I didn't know it was. Last night I did not know that. because I couldn't keep track of it on my cell phone. I couldn't follow the wires. I couldn't follow shit on there. But with hard copies, I can do it. Especially when I can color them, so I can follow the silly roadmap. So then these ones here are modulation. So it's gonna bitch slap the plate and control grid voltage here. Shake it up. Put the modulation in it. So I'm going to get something. I don't remember what. I was going to go get. I forgot already. I'll go look for it, but I don't know what it is. Okay, it's February 15th of February 15th, 2025. Let me concentrate. Orange at beginner's corner. So I'm going to hook this up. And if I hook it up this way, it's going to show a negative voltage on here. I'm going to hook this up to this one. See, I thought it was B+, but it's speaker, I guess. So I'm going to hook it up there. So right now, if that red wire flicks off, it's just kind of leaning on there. But that hooks up the audio, the speaker. Hooks up this terminal. It grounds out the lower one. So the upper ones are the speaker windings. The lower one is for modulation. For modulating the final, I guess. Okay, we'll turn this baby on. It's going to show negative voltage because I know if I have it this way, it'll be negative voltage. I did it last night. But and then I thought maybe I had a phantom voltage because I couldn't figure out this stuff when I was looking at the cell phone. It just effed with my brain too much. I couldn't follow it. As soon as I blink my eyes, I'm totally lost and got to start over. So this way I can keep track of stuff. So I'm going to turn this thing on. So right now it's on for solid state. So it's showing 100 negative 32 volts. So I figure that, because we got open circuit here. That's what I'm measuring across that. So we got open cathodes here. So it's going through the tubes at a negative. I got red towards the microphone switch, and the switch is from the whatever. So if I go like this now, I turn that up, got a decent volume, sound coming through. I don't want to turn this because it's on my local repeater. Now if I turn this to operate for transmitting and receiving, we'll see what happens. So now I'll squeeze the microphone. That should go to 0 volts, I would think. I don't think that lights up. I think that's way too high. That's a 40-watt bulb. I think that's too many. I think that should be more like a 12.6 bayonet type light bulb, I think. I'm not sure, because this ain't much power. So now it's humming, and it's probably red plating. I'll go back to solid state, let the tubes cool, let the filaments go out. There's the repeater. So this thing sounds pretty decent. The distortion goes away if I don't have the filaments lit. And it does work, so I don't know why there's AM and FM. I think that's a full. I think the FMs are a full. I think it's BS. There's that microphone. So I'm going to cut this black wire. If this red wire moves, we'll lose sound 100%. I got to look at this where I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it right here. Lift it out of the way. Now that wire that I just moved out of the way is this. I think it was this one.
Hello, Randy. N0VRM 880.
Yeah, it still has that sound. Let me shut this off.
Yeah, we're just north of Heathkit, right?
I don't know if I can have that on or not legally. Somebody's conversation. So I just cut that black wire. Let me turn it back on. So I can listen to the storms and stuff in the summertime with this. And that one black one I have that says FM doesn't make a damn difference. Now it's going to the shits. The hum will eventually go away. There it goes. So it works if you keep it on solid state. Now I cut that black wire, so I kind of fooled me now. So I don't know what's shorting out here. I think what I'm going to do is just put a jumper from ground to this blue wire. Then my speaker will be hooked up all the time for now. And I will putsy with this wire to hook it in, take it out, and see what happens. It's got to be leakage in this switch. Maybe it's carbon tracking. I don't know. So you got this much voltage in it. It's not negative. It's just the way I have it hooked here. So now if I go like this, it does that. I'm on for solid state too. Something's radically effed up.
We'll talk to you guys later.
And here it comes.
Hey, Randy, we'll catch up with you later.
So right now it'll be red plating. Or it will be red plating. There, gets better. So that's about it. I thought I would solve the problem by snipping that center one that goes to ground. Apparently not. I might have to turn the volume up. Turn the volume up. Oops. No, what happened? Oh, I touched the microphone. I think they're transmitting on 2 meters. Now it's going to the shits. Somebody's transmitting. Now the filaments are going out. Almost out. Probably. So, I don't know what to do with this damn thing. I can smell the heat from the tube. That's what it does.
I thought I heard you say M0DLH.
That's squelch. Well, I guess I'll call it quits here and see if there's a future for this thing, or should I just get rid of it? It's kind of cool. I can use it listening to storms in the solid state part. Have more than one. The backup. So this thing only puts out like, so if your battery saver, it's 8 watts. If you have it in the center, then it's 20 watts. I can't believe that solid state is 8 watts. That's supposed to be transmits 100 watts. This ain't no damn 100 watts of power. I've never seen a copy this good. My other one says FM. I think the FM one is a full. I think it's the same as AM. They both work. As long as I don't have the tubes on this one, well, not the sound's good. Something with turning the tubes on, and then it leaks. It's leaking. I don't have that. Don't need that. It's leaking. Incorrect kind of switch. I'm not saying it's incorrect switch, because it does have 2 parts in it. One for this, and obviously the other for that. So if it switches up for receive, it connects your speaker, which I didn't know, which is the red wire. So I have to resolder that. And then if you trigger it, it puts the center. The center is actually the ground. So right now we're putting ground to the blue for the speaker. And then when you trigger it, then the ground is the center. And then you're putting it to this pink one. So you got the voltage flowing from ground through the cathode of the diode, around this way into the cathode of the diode, into the cathode of all the tubes to the plates, and grid number 2. So but this one, even with it on solid state, this one I'll see blue in it in the complete dark. Even when the filaments are out, it kind of lights up kind of blue. If I pull the tube out, it sounds better. If I take all three of these tubes out, there's one more, the oscillator. So if I take take all three tubes out, it sounds even better. There's the other one. And it has all that plug on the back, so I don't know how I ever figured that out, because that was before I had any of this stuff. I just can tell by the two plate capacitors that go to the chassis or whatever, it kind of gives it away which ones are AC, but then I had to figure out that loop on here, which I don't know how I did that. But I think I do have a cover for that's been in a candy dish with guitar picks for better than 10 years. So this is it. This is the best I can do. I'm out of time. Orange Beginner's Corner.